Hey y'all. How's everybody doing? Metaphysical Mama. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome if you're visiting for the first time, and absolutely welcome back if you're a revisiting nut attempting to understand my cosmic lingo. So, as a metaphysical channel, and this is where we throw out what we think we know and just allow things to flow and grow. And we just tap into the collective, unconscious, subconscious, collective period, and the energy, and see what comes up. So I operate by allowing spirit to just kind of soar through me and let the information, come through from me to you. And that's all I can really say about that. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. And I just did a video previous to this. I didn't upload it yet, but we got Five of Pentacles. This is from the Starman Tarot. I love this deck. And it's I am desperate and destitute. So there's a lot of energy, got a lot of beings that are operating off fear and right, making false narratives, right, part truth mixed with bullshit. But it's also for the people to right wake up and start to play with energy. And this is really inner alchemy and twin flame alchemy. And what that really represents is right balancing our divine masculine and feminine energies with our positive and negative energies, right, our dark and our light sides, and our human and our divine nature and our animalistic qualities and our childish immature qualities with our right curiosity and passion, and our mature logical intellect, right? That So it's like so many things that we're bringing in. And and there's a lot of fear, and there's a lot of different star systems, and this is like ancient wars going on, right? Like Star Wars. So when we connect with the whole, again, subtracting what we think we know, right? Dissolving the attachment of the emotion and the definition that we have attached to words, our language, and what we and title that, right, entail that to believe, what we interpret that to believe as our belief system, and then what we run off of as our right human programming, our program 313. So let's get into this reading. And and then a lot of this too is a lot of manipulation, a lot of, again, like this goes into like the garden, right, where Eve, which is our immature emotion, takes over our logic, our Adam. So we're in an immature, right, in the garden, and what they call paradise, which is like fantasy island. Now the opposite pole of that is spirituality. So we got to find, right, because we all have dreams and fantasies and what have you. But when others are skipping through the fields of dreams and the subconsciousness and unconsciousness of others, and have information and are using that to manipulate, that's what we call the fallen ones coming into the daughters of men, 404, because that's coming into the crown chakra, into the holy, holy, holies of the children of God, and manipulating in order to, which again, it arises from the feelings of lack, fear, not having the information necessary in order to look at the cup more half full, right? Half full than half empty. How do you look at your cup, right? We're a body of water. Stars are a body of water, a body of light, which is what we're made of. We're made up of 444, right? What the stars are made up of, the cosmos, right? The earth is a living organism. Gaia is a conscious living organism. The air we breathe, right? The different bodies of water, they all have, it's 1111, different consciousness, right? There's a consciousness that envelops all these entities, right? Later, I'm going to do a 519 ancestral blood cleaning number. I'm going to do, it's Monday presently. It's February 20th, I believe. Monday, 2022. And right, 2 days, we have a big portal coming up, right? 2022, which is equivalent to 12. And then we can simplify that to 3. So this is a huge, and then it's also, there's an asteroid coming through the solar system very close to Earth, which signifies the more awakening. Asteroids are feminine. So it burst open the atoms that are within our vessel and our mental faculties to, right, force us to see different, right, things. We're in the age of Aquarius. So not, and we want to flip the way that we use our words, right? So not, instead of saying, how old are you? Or how old am I? Right? It's like, what age are we in? We're in the age of Aquarius. And right, numbers are frequencies and vibrations. So it's to measure, it's a measurement time. But time is fluid. It can go any direction. Right? We're just used to, right? We get up, we go to bed, the clock runs forward. But in order to see where it is that we're at, we have to be in our present now moment, no matter what time it is or what's ticking on the clock or what someone or something else says it's time for. What time is it for you, right? In your present now, right? So, don't allow, and see like all these like great faces, but it's like, don't allow all these like voices in your head that echoes, right? Fear. This is a lot of what people are feeling right now, especially ones that have been, using and paying for, right? I'm going to use the word black magic, but just any kind of manipulation of energy, because it's just it's just being an asshole. Either you're, you are or you aren't. Either you're doing things, right? You're doing things to others how you'd like to be treated, and sometimes we all are, right? We're all in a different, where we're short-tempered or going through something where, right, we're maybe a little more reactive in our state of being than we would normally be. So we all have our moments, but how are you generally on a regular basis? That's what we have to tackle, acknowledge, and, right, work through. Right? It's like I have a splinter in my finger. Where it's like glass though, or it's a piece of quartz, because I had a piece of quartz in here and it had like, so it fragmented. I have like so all weekend I've been trying to get this quartz out of my freaking finger, which means quite a lot to a lot of things, right? Like if we get into mythology, fairy tales, it's like, right, finger got pricked and all that stuff. So, right. Anyhow, and I pricked myself. So whatever. Ay, ay, ay. Get it out myself too. With a little help from my friends. All right. So let's see. So thank you so much for coming to hang out. I really appreciate your time and your energy. And listen, we're all in this together. And right, this is all about really we the people. And who are we the people? We had to stop giving our power away, whether that's sexually, mentally, emotionally, right? Financially, material, like our energy is sacred. And, so many just expect. And then, right, we have this money system and credit card system and a system that is only built off of debt, which means dead weight. Others that are just keep borrowing energy, money, time, and energy. As like eventually, like you gotta pause and take a look at that. It's an addiction. This energy, it's an energy, right? So taking control doesn't mean we have control, and right, it means that we're learning how to balance this messy right? Order out of chaos. It's like, oh, these feelings and these thoughts that come up and that make us rage, and right, things that are coming up in narratives that we feel so passionate about and would want to fight for. But then it's like, okay, now take it into context and show love, because all of us have gone through these feelings. I got goosebumps. My hands just got so cold, right? Feelings of slavery. I could put some stuff on my lips. But mentally entrapped, right? Feeling like we can't speak up, feeling that we're not going to be accepted or loved if we're who we are. 1044, when all we are is love. All everyone wants is to be loved and accepted. Why do we do the things that we do? Well, I mean, like, if the jealousy and envy maybe are not like the nicest, like, because they suck when, but at the same time, it's like, be grateful that somebody is jealous and envious of you. How about that? And it's like, and then find something that maybe you might be admire about this person, that they go beyond in order to, because they have felt so yucky about themselves. Can you relate to that feeling? So can you admire them for their right, going outside the line, or some kind of strength that they carry? Find something that you can appreciate, because that's part of you too. Maybe they're expressing a part of you that you haven't been able to, that you didn't know about, that you didn't acknowledge, that you feel like you, right? And it might not be that that's how you would do it, but this is a part that you don't know about yourself. So allowing that to come in, and then showing this being love, because that's all that they're looking for initially, and that's all we're all looking for. Love and acceptance. So it doesn't mean you have to call them and talk to them, write them a letter, say anything directly. It may, right? Discernment, but it may just mean take a moment to acknowledge it and then go through it, so that it's not such wasps and bees and electricity being bolted and this harsh energy. It's more, okay, wait, it may be make me feel right like a thorn. I get like a rod coming through me, but then what do I do with that? Okay, I need to take a look at why I'm feeling that way, because there's a reflection going on, or a duality. So I need to incorporate that energy and somehow bring love and forgiveness. And like, okay, well, maybe do I put so much on my plate or my table and feel like I have to be such a caretaker that I'm maybe jealous, upset, or mad that these people are actually, right? Like, it looks like they're living a life. But are they, or are they stumbling all over a garden looking for love in all the wrong places? Right? Looking for their lost mother or father. Right? Which is then again going into like caring for our inner child, which is our like little demon that's running around thinking it knows everything. And then if we go too far ahead, then we feel bad, then we have guilt, then we're like, oh, now we're holding the backpack of shame. Rocks, right? So it can get heavy, any of these negative emotions that we carry because we just wanted, or we just felt like, or we thought, right? It seemed like a good idea at the time, or we thought, like, others are like, they just straight up are doing shit and think they're going to get away with it. And again, it's like, okay, when any bully or anybody is disruptive enough, it's like, okay, now we love you, but you either need to go to the principal, timeout, right? Rehab, the hospital, right? We need time and space apart, because you need time for healing, and so do I. And if you're toxic and disruptive and not, this isn't a right, then now we're playing tug of war energetically, and this doesn't feel good. Or I have to keep bypassing something I'm feeling in order to not make you upset, because you don't have, you're not going to take the responsibility to be accountable for being more open-minded and taking a look at, right, the emotional reactions or the mental belief system that's attached to, that keeps pulling us all over the place. So it's like we said no. we're allowed to say no. Just like, right, YouTube flagged me because I spoke of the V word on another video. We're not allowed to do that, supposedly, and go against what's been, right, which to me, it's quite chaotic and messy. I don't really see too many facts that are actual, right, like substantial. Everything's very well, right, and then maybe, and then oh, and then and then and so very, which is very dangerous to me. So I'm just yeah, neutral. And again, that's why it's always discernment. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But right, I for one, I'm not gonna, just because somebody says something or is going to put fear in me or tell me a story that's this is what's going on. Well, okay, I hear you, but that's like you're trying to grab me and pull me. It's like, remember in Titanic, which is important now too, because this is like a big cruise ship, the asteroid that's coming through. Right. And in Titanic, remember Rose went head down to go like save Jack or whatever. And then that guy was like freaking out. And he's like, you got to go this way. You got to. And she's like, you're going the wrong way. And he kept trying to grab her. And she's like, let go of me. You're going the wrong way. And he's freaking out in a panic, grabbing her. And then finally she's like, pow. And she like clocks him. And he's like, what'd you do that for? It's like, yo. So when people, doesn't matter what costume they're wearing, and a lot of them are have badges and guns or have been affiliated, right? So very scary when people have not gone through the process to have awareness of where they're coming from before they go lashing out, reaching out, leaking out all over the place, attacking others. And it's like, whoa. And again, energetically, like, right, the things I'm speaking of now may be doing so. Right? I'm reaching out and we're poking. However, we're doing it because these things need to, we're not doing it. This is why it's like, and if it's too much, always pause, come back. I don't ever want anyone to feel that I'm pushing or telling somebody that they have to be a certain way or wake up now or be over here. No. It's like, I love you and I respect you. Please do the same back. And that's it. And then we'll get along just fine. And if there's any discrepancies or there's some like, right, static in between your energetic field and mine or the waters, I don't ever have a problem coming together and communicating. But others want to do things behind closed doors and like smile in my face and then act one way and then do this other stuff and do this whole Cthulhu thing. And right, the words are not matching the vibration of the being that, or the actions are not matching, right? There's some, like the game of memory, there's some mismatch, there's some floppy fish going around. There's some extra arms being, while that person's like, I would never do that to you, or I just whatever, right? But that's what we call parasitic energetic vampires, right? And these are terms of words, but again, now think of like if things are coming from way outer space, things are coming in, there's so many different vibrations coming in. Again, having compassion, not meaning you have to go talk to, right, direct and etc. with this and other energy. It just means acknowledge it. And it's like, it's okay. I felt that way before too, right? Scared I was going to be left alone. Right? Afraid that the person I love loves somebody else more than me or instead of me or is going to leave me. And it's happened, right? Our biggest fears come true, right? And then what? We feel whatever we feel and then we get through it. And then we're like, damn, I remember when I felt like, and then what did we gain? Insight, strength, so much more of who we are and ourselves. And do we wish we were back where we were then when we were like, I'm not going to be able to make it without A, B, or C, a job, this house, that car, that person, right? If this happens, but then it happens. And then what happens? We make it through, right? We got Ace of Wands here too. So it's like, once we get through all this, like, bleh, it is order out of chaos. We're always messy when we're unaware and still immature and right. We're still discovering America, right? We're finding our way through all the pudding, all the jello, our human nature, right? And rising, right? This is right, rising our Christ consciousness or ascension or transcendence or inner alchemy or right. There's so many different ways of terminology to define right a galactic ascension, right? That's really what CV stands for, right? I don't want to get like taken off of all the channels presently, so I don't really have such a problem, but I don't want to get removed on I'm not trying to instigate, but I'm not going to lie about things either, and I'm not going to keep quiet about things that need to be brought to our attention, because it's not okay to be like, listen, I have 3 daughters physically that are all very different, and I've also helped raise many other children. I love children. I love all of us. I love everybody. It's like anyone that needs or feel like, right? It's like I feel for you. I want to help if I can, which is also could be to my detriment, right? Like some of us, right, empaths, caregivers, etc., we give too much, and then we feel like we're not worth, right? Like, oh well, we don't want to make this one upset, or so like our lessons a lot of the time, especially this lifetime, is right learning how to say no and then not feel guilty and put yourself first, because right, it's like the old like in an airplane, right? If you got to put the oxygen mask, right? You got to put the mask on your face first, right? Before you can help anybody else. You have to love yourself first before you can have a relationship that is balanced and loving and unconditional and flourishing, because you know that you're okay no matter what, because everything is love. We just like a lot of the time we have intention of like, great, I wanted to start this job. I want to start this relationship. I thought it was going to be a certain way, but then wasn't how I thought. Or I might have thought I was going to not like it or not like a person. It's like, I don't know. Or like a movie, right? We judge a book by the cover, by the face, by the name. I don't know if I want to see that. I don't know if I'm going to like it. I don't know. Right? We're like, yeah. And it's like, right, green eggs and ham. I do like green eggs and ham. It's like, oh, huh. Just the way my mom made them, she didn't know how to cook them. So my experience was ew, right? But then now we got introduced to a whole nother dimension, a whole nother color of life, a whole nother nationality, a whole nother flavor, right? A whole nother vibration. And we're like, whoa. But we would have never known or had that experience if we're like, oh, I got to stay here. I got to do this. I got to stay on task. I have to stay going forward on the line and keep going around and around. We can still do that, but be aware what we're doing, so then we can incorporate the rest and we can be more fluid. It's like much nicer to be able to swim in the water than like only stay in the shallow end with swimmies on and have to be like, right, like constantly guarded, yelled at, told what to do, like, hey, don't cover your mouth, right? Don't, right? Kick your feet, move your arms, keep your chin up. Finally, it's like, Mom, can I take the swimmies off? I want to go in the deep end. I want to jump in, right? And the first few times we jump in, maybe we got water up our nose, right? I had a friend that no matter how old we got, she probably still does, has to hold her nose every time she jumps in the water still, right? Because some people, right, you can't, like, we're all different. I, for one, like, you're not supposed to really, like, here's an example, things that are so opposites that we're told, right? Most of us have grown up putting Q-tips in our ears to clean our ears, right? Do you know, like it says on the Q-tips, like, do not put in ear. Like, we're not supposed to be shoving things into our ear canal farther, right? But we do, right? Or again, if you're swimming, right, a swimmer's ear trick is to put a little rubbing alcohol at the end of the Q-tip and like allow the rubbing alcohol to like absorb the water that's right in the ear. But you don't go digging and poking. You just kind of let the water suck out the alcohol, suck out and evaporate the water, you know. Or you can go get like ear candling, like at a lot of nail salons or what have you, which sounds like all like ugh or scary or what is that? And they put like they like cone paper and put it into your ear and they pour warm wax in your ear. And then when it cools, they pull it out and it detoxifies your whole inner ear, which is like our whole equilibrium. If we're clogged in our heads here, if the inner ear canal is clogged, which is also like if you get into like esoteric and etc., that's like right where the jinn hang out. It's like in the inner ears, right? In the under the teeth, in the throat area, in the chest, right? In around the holes, ear, nose, throat. So it's important to, right, like sage, if you breathe in like eucalyptus, use things to like clear your energetic field, clear your inner body, right? What we are, what we eat, right? That saying, food for thought, right? Thoughts are things. We're constantly eating and programming ourselves with the thoughts we're thinking, right? So what are we programming? What are we eating? And then that goes into what we're putting physically into our bodies too. Like, oh, I'm so hungry. I just got to keep it right. Oh, quick. I have lunch. I'm going to go grab something quick. So are you right? Are we putting like cotton in our, or like stuffing like the scarecrow and expecting our bodies to run good off of that? Right. The body, either when we eat like actual food, physical food, the body is, it's either producing energy or producing fat. It can't do both at the same time. Right. So we're either eating to produce energy or we're eating to produce fat and be more stagnant, right? Like Java the Hutt. Like, and we can feel very comfortable in our right. But then once you start to shed that stuff and you start to get more right, say right, light being, meaning high vibrational, you don't want to continue to stuff like alcohol and like food, French fries and stuff. I can't even eat French fries anymore. They literally like bulk up, like because our body's so acidic. Like once you alkalize, pH balance your body, it's like your body's like ugh. It doesn't it won't it won't want it anymore. And your body starts to it's like zzz. So once in a while, it's like right, once in a blue moon, it's like yeah, I totally want to just like lounge out and feel like yeah, be in PJ like and feel like so I'll get like pizza and whatever have you and like right and that's so acknowledge how you're feeling when you're feeling that way. Right? Again, just having awareness of it unties that knot and creates a lot more right. It's like okay, so it's like right then I have awareness like that cause and effect. If I eat whatever, if I continue having these thoughts, being able to be an observer and witness the thoughts and the feelings that are actually occurring within our own self, that's when we step out and become the observer of self. So it's kind of like becoming disassociated, but then you bring it in, right? Spiral in and spiral out. Because it's a balancing act, right? Like Isis is what it is, IS on each side, and we're in the middle. Or red and blue make purple, right? The mighty purple path. All right, so enough babbling from a metaphysical mama over here with my yeah. I hope that meant something to you and helps. And so let's like check this out, right? Energy of the week and like yeah, some devil, some angel. We say it's always and forever. So, right, intention. We don't always mean to hurt the people we love. We have every intention, but that's a lot of responsibility and expectation to put on another, right? Always and forever. unconditional love, but we have to respect ourselves and others. And if we start from that place and take a breath, right? Like George Floyd, I can't breathe. So that psyops, remember to breathe, right? Honor that. Remember to breathe both ways, because that's our first duality. When we're feeling like we want to hurt, say, ourselves, somebody else, we're not feeling good enough, any of those negative, shitty feelings and thoughts that come, it's like, that's what's not true. And I need to breathe until I have control of my Eve, my emotional body that should be subsidiary at my side, not taking control over. Right now, I made a big ocean and now I'm making waves everywhere. That's way different than bringing that back in, loving, right, my daughter Eve, my emotional body, being the divine feminine, allowing my divine masculine to come into play to keep, right, everything at bay. Head of household, right? Solomon's temple is built from within, not with hands, within our skin, depending on our vibration. So you like all the, right, lights behind me, all these colors of our DNA, of our soul, right? And we're, the only constant is change. Everything is in constant motion. So it's quite tricky, right? However, all these principles apply. So being in our now moments, right? This is like Cthulhu too. How many arms do we have? We're bringing in all these different energies at all. It's like, so being that true north compass in the center to balance it all, nobody expects us all to do that all the time. Just become more aware. And then we'll all have a lot more peace, harmony, and exactly what we really all are looking for. The reason that we're all here, right? We are the ones we've been looking for. We're just all mixed up and in pieces, fragmented, right? Gets quite messy in the air and the water when everything's all mixed up together. And we think we are who we are in our head, right? Now we have to jump into the heart chakra and allow the balance, right, of the divine masculine and feminine. This is like, right, Jesus, Mary, Magdalene, right? Mona Lisa is, right, looks masculine / feminine. There's, right, Da Vinci knows something. Besides being a brilliant mathematical artist, you know, any Mozart and what have you, if you play any of those it's sacred geometry, perfect math, right? 3303. So numbers, and where do numbers come from? Rhythm and vibration, right? But we made numbers to, right, after there's, right? So what comes before one? How do we get to the number one? Now that we are it, right? You're number one. What do we do with it? Now it's our responsibility to be accountable for all of our natures, our animalistic natures, our divine qualities, our, right, find the mythologies of who you are, cartoon characters, right? The mature person you are, the immature person you are, right? Where we got it all together and we're so like, oh, da da da. And then it's like, I don't care. We have this whole other side that's like, I don't even care anymore. It doesn't even matter. Right? Depends. Our feelings get hurt, things change, right? Somebody, right? Something, somebody that can, and then alter, right? Altar boys, like at the church, right? Alter or altering things, control, alt, delete. Organs, what do they play in the church? Organs, what do the organs do in our body? They all have different frequencies of vibration, and each emotion that we have is attached to a specific organ in the body. So if you have a problem in your body physically, right, or some kind of, say, said diagnosed, say, dis-ease or, right, what have you, well, look that up metaphysically. Look up the metaphysical meaning of wherever part of your body that is, or organ, and then see what emotion is attached to that, and see if that doesn't, I mean, just even doing that, you're going to feel a lot better because you're just gathering more information. It doesn't mean what the doctor told you is wrong. It means now you have more information to actually work on whatever that is that you manifested within your physical or mental or emotional body. And now you're working with spirit and with the information, with the doctor, with yourself, with the information that you have right here. We have all the information we need. It's Age of Aquarius. Everything we need is at our fingertips, and everything we need is right within. So when we tap in, it's like, okay, well, now I'm participating in healing myself, finding out really true more information, not just the name of something, and accepting that for what it is and taking whatever they're telling. Now I'm going deeper. I'm looking further in and allowing my body to soar, right? Remove the sore that's hurting and soar in another way. Because once we acknowledge what's going on, it's like, oh, it's like, right, you have it, you scratch it, it's like, oh, thank you. Whatever's going on in your body's like, hey, you're not listening. So important. So yeah, if you do anything this week, definitely please do that. Look up like the etymology of the word or term that you've been, say, diagnosed with or what have you. Whatever you're guided to, kind of the etymology and the metaphysical meaning. And then do that with the terms from the Bible or a name from the Bible. Or, once you start to, again, we break things down. This is how we're digesting, chewing how things originated instead of just accepting what we've made them to be now. What we've made them to be now is also great, and it is. And then we just want to allow more to come through so that we bear more fruit from our tree, right? We're a tree of life. And then the duality of that could be, right? They talk about, right, the devil's book being written and bound in human skin. Well, aren't we walking books of life? Isn't the devil within? Right? And when we're speaking with our tongue, it's a double flit tongue. That's anything that is coming out of the physical vessel is of the said flesh, devil. You ever notice, like, you think different inside? It's like, oh, I'm feeling this way. And then when we go to talk, it's way different when the words come out. The devil protects the vulnerability of the inner heart and the chakra and the divine feminine and etc. And right. And then the gut is under the divine feminine, blocking between, right, the heart and the sacral chakra. So we're going to birth the solar plexus and allow time to be free and fluid. We don't want to kill time. We don't want to stop time. We don't want to harm time. We want to dance with time. Allow time to be fluid and free too. So it can too breathe. Time is an entity. It's like the amniotic sac in Gaia. That's why it's fluid, right? Atmosphere, what goes up must come down, comes down like rain, right? The big eye in the sky, the cloud. Storage, the store age, the merchant age that we're cut, right? This is like so good. This is like so happy to be like all part of this together, truly. I mean, like, what the fuck? Sorry for the swear, YouTube. It's like truly, what more could we have dreamt and asked for? All these experiences. And don't forget too, we're soul family. So we only, these experiences we're having that seem so bad, you only do this with people that your soul trusts. So reconnect with your soul so your human mind and your human emotional body aren't just right making you creating imbalance and flopping you all over the place like a fish called Wanda, right? It's like, okay, and it's okay to feel that way and feel afraid and scared, but then bring it again. It's like, wait a minute, hold on, let me reconnect with my soul because I'm trying to raise my spirit right now. And a lot of people too, right? It's like spirituality or mysticism or any of that. It's like, oh, what? But it's not what it, right? Aren't you mystical? Don't you, haven't you always used your imagination and like had like dreams and like visions, like, ooh, and epiphanies and like, or things that make you're very passionate about? That's magical and mysticism and energy, and that creates or can destroy, right? Mm. Mm. As I have like holes down either side of my lip. Maturity, I tell you. Important thing to carry. Excuse me. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. All right. I am desperate. I'm feeling it right now. And destitute. Oh, also, amber. Look up the etymology to amber and the metaphysical meaning. Tears. And has a lot to do with Electra, which I didn't know until I discovered the other day. It kept like coming up to me, and it's like, then this was given to me, like, or brought to me, I should say, years ago. And I've shared before how like I was, right, like alcoholic, right? Used to drink quite a bit. So at one point in time I went to a rehab and stuff, and I went down in Florida. And when I was in Florida, yeah, I had this necklace, was like it was waiting for me where I was. So and that's how I've gotten many things that like some for some reason, even though I've, right, lost so many houses, so many things, material, right? We've had to let go, let go, let go, let go. There's certain things that have come with me through the journey that are very, very important and special to me. So, and this is one of them. And I don't wear it often, but I got guided to kind of take it out and wear it the other day. And a lot of things about Electra kept coming up. And again, I brought up also on earthsky.org. If you check that out, there's some, I love that channel. So kudos to you guys. I love that channel website, earthsky.org. Yeah, they have a lot of good information, and, or that takes you, down rabbit holes to more information. Um, so yeah, consistent and amazing. Love you guys. And yeah, thank you. So appreciative. Sorry about my babble. Anyhow, I really am though. So appreciative. It's like when people take time and energy to do all this stuff, it's like that. It's very important that we take that time and energy to like acknowledge that, and like, it's like if that's that's what makes the world go round, right? I can't. If I just listened to what other people, right? It's like I have to search for my own information that naturally comes to me, and so and same with you. So being so grateful for all of that's come with me and brought me, right, all of us that have come to all this way. It's like, yo, no words. um so but yeah, if you check that out, there's some cool stuff about Electra and how it's a first quadruple asteroid system. It has 3 moons. And then I was doing a little more tapping into Electra because I relate very much with the Electra energy. And um yeah, it brought me to, yeah, I already had amber pulled up. I still have it pulled up here, actually. um is it the metaphysical or etymology of amber? So if you want to, yeah, amber etymology, check that out and just see if that, yeah, shows you anything, because I think it may. um so yeah, anyhow, we can go through life unaware of the astounding beauty and miraculous things which surround us, right there for us to reach out and touch. All right, just saying. We rush past a beautiful flowering tree, completely oblivious to its rich and fecund display. We bicker with those we love, unaware of this moment of aliveness. And being conscious in this life is so fleeting and precious. So that's what we call dead or asleep. So when people try to keep other, it's like, no, this is what's going on over here, over here. It's like, wait. Hey, stop. Please stop. We don't want to do that to you either. So please stop doing that to us and everybody else. Stop. Kindly. So many fail to see the wonder which sits within their grasp. Because of this, they experience a deep poverty of awareness, right? Or being spiritually broke, which is what then causes mental, physical, and emotional dis-ease. Period. Because of this, they experience a deep poverty of awareness, lack of time, lack of support, lack of money and resources, when in truth, there is no lack, just a lack of awareness. And everybody wants people to pay in order to stay. Why? Because like we were saying before, they're afraid. They don't want people to leave. Nobody's leaving. Put the weapons down. Oh, that's funny. Time Bomb is playing by Dave Matthews right now. And the title I had on this, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, with the firecracker. Boom, boom, boom. Just it time's up. Because there's no such, not that there's no such thing as time. Time is a measurement and time is fluid. And the way that we've looked at it, we're allowing to be unveiled and, right? And not just that, so many things. That's just one. Okay. I am reminded of the wisdom story of the beggar sitting on a box by the side of the road, begging for 30 years until a passing stranger suggests he opens the box. When he does, he discovers it's filled with gold. In the artwork of the Five of Pentacles, 2 characters are crouched, begging for food. They are positioned in front of a garden of Eden, outcast from paradise, and yet only separated by a slender barbed wire fence. It is well within their reach, right? And it's like, I can't do it. I don't know what to do. And we have to keep staying here. We feel like, and I feel that way too, because like, I don't know what to do. I'm not sure. It's like, I just ask for the right people, energy, and vibration to be brought to me that's in my best interest for my soul's growth. And right. And I kind of leave it at that. And any that mean me harm in any manner, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, that be just, it's like, excuse me, and then and then just kindly, right? Because I'm not here for that. I've already done, yeah. So it's like when you get on the highway in a car and right, you're merging onto the lane. It's like, hey, stay in your lane. It's like, right, not that I don't love you, but your lane's there and mine's here, and like, please stay in your lane, stay in your waters, stay in your fields. Right? I appreciate, respect, and love you, and like I love myself, if not more. So I need to make sure that, right, like, to keep myself safe, stay in your lane. Stay in your waters, stay in your fields, stay where you need to on your path. Follow your path. Be in your present now moment. Stop invading, right? Space invading and energetically invading my family's and mine. Because it's rude. And I'm not the only one. I'm only speaking for myself. But yeah, and any of you, I'm sure, it's like Soul Tribe. We're kindly asking you to please stop, and you guys aren't stopping. So what are we supposed to, we just have to say, okay, well, now we already asked nicely, and we're going to have to, right? We need some time and space apart. We love you, and we need some time and space apart. And your threats don't work, and there's no ultimatums that are, no. If you make up another story about us and try to mimic us and create a whatever, a fans only or only fan, whatever all that is, like right, dark, all this other, yeah, taking pictures and videos of it, we're aware. I don't even know where it all is. I mean, I can hire a lawyer. I have the information that I need to do all that stuff if you all want to really go there, but it's like we already asked you to stop, so kindly just stop. It's like whatever you all did with my name and my whatever, I don't know about it, nor do I give a fuck because it's not true. It's like whatever you took personal and sacred of mine and then decided to like you like do whatever you did with it. Well, that's on you. I don't have any like whatever I like. It's like, you know, and for somebody else to take my sacred or pure and like and do something like, it's like, well, does that make that made you feel better? Well, if it did, then right, kudos for you. I'm glad you feel better. And again, peace out, deuces, right? Just like the V word. Love you and thank you for your care, consideration, participation. I'm gonna go that way. I think I'm in a different class than you, right? Not better or worse. It's just like, right, in school, we have different classes, and I'm in this class, and you're going to learn in that class where you need to be. And maybe I'll see you later. And we'll have a different conversation at that moment in time. And I leave it with love and I leave it at that. And that's it. Right? It's like, yeah. Otherwise, I'm not gonna hang out. It's like, yeah, no, I'm not. People that are fishing and throwing lines, casting lines and trying to hook and what, yeah, not to offend, but cut. I can't, you know, I can't move if something. It's like, yo, you're pulling on me, right? What did Jesus say? Who's pulling on my cloth or my coat or whatever? My right? It's like we feel like, please, kindly, we love you. Please let go. You have what you need. We love you. Like, please stop. If you were coming from a more peaceful place, right, then there wouldn't be a problem with harmony, would there? One just has to be willing. And if they're not, that's okay. They're just not there yet. Right? I wasn't willing to stop drinking at a certain time, even though I wanted to, and I wanted to stop. I wanted to stop. This is like years ago now for me. When I was in, right, what are we into? It was like, oh my gosh, 12 years ago. Like 12 years ago or more. But yeah, when I was in that part of my life, I couldn't get out of my own way. And guilt consumed me because I felt horrible about myself, about letting my family down. And what I couldn't, it's like, again, like I said, I was screaming inside, but I couldn't find nothing was right. I couldn't get out of my own way. So until you hit rock bottom and say you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, then you're willing. Then. So until somebody has hit the bottom of the ocean, dead man's sea, they're not going to be willing. So we can't force them. We can't wish. We can't pretend they are. They're not. We have to give them love and know that there's a place for them to heal, because there is. And literally also any alcohol addiction, right? Today's President's Day. Our president, right? Well, he's not, but because he wasn't sworn in, but that guy, but Biden, right? He put out, I forget how much it was. You could look it up, right? For what are they called? Safe smoking kits. Which again, I'm here for everybody that has an addiction. So, but this is just to show too, like how the right is, and they used the C Relief Fund money in order to purchase safe smoking kits, crack pipes, so that people could smoke crack and meth more safely. So that's what the raised money for. And now people like me and others that have applied for relief, because I've had taken care of an elderly man for over 5 years, and he's financially cared for, right? Taking care of my space that I live in. It's been right. So, but now he's been sick. He's gone through lots of money and etc. So we're not gonna get onto all of that. However, when this is going on and right, this has affected all our lives, and then there's application to apply for said COVID relief funds, and we got denied, but then we see that kind of stuff. It's like, all good. I'm one that never even accepted a stimulus. Got something sticking in my eye. Check. So I haven't sold out or gotten bought off in any manner. Just saying. And that's not, doesn't mean that anybody that has, that you are or did or whatever at all. We all have different, but don't come here barking up any kind of tree when I haven't taken advantage of one single person, place, or thing. It's like I keep sacrificing. So yeah, just putting that out there. Because those that keep, again, like sticking their fingers and trying to do this 3-card Monty thing and switch things around and make it look like this. And then they're like over here doing this. They make it like they're the Empress, but they're the height, like hanging in the, right? Come over here. Incubus, succubus, Jezebel energy, jealousy, envy, right? Again, just that. Eventually, that magic, there's huge consequences to pay for whatever you decided to do at the crossroads, or whatever deal you made with the devil, or whatever occult, black, right, magic, ritualistic, etc., that you decided to be part of, participate in, etc. Just, there's a price to pay. It's coming now. It's like there's now. Time's always now. So those that have been using, right, sexual energy, wands, trying to make things look and appear to be a certain way, again, it's not like, oh, we're gonna get you, sucker. No. Again, we love you and we ask you to stop, and you're being very disruptive. So this is where like the divine mamas come in, and it's like we already said no, and you're hurting not only us but our children, the earth, etc., animals. What are you not hurting? Yourselves. So eventually mama's gonna come put the foot down. And the divine daddy, masculine, right, God, is also standing right next to the divine mother. Right? This isn't about an uncle running around jealous telling all the kids what to, no, this is actual divine law, universal law. Man's law, what man wants to manipulate, change around, alter, form, believe in, it's all good and fine, but it doesn't make it, it's not what it is, it's not true. So until, right, so right, people wanting to censor, cut, take over, force, right, repeat the repeat prescripted narrative and get paid to be like, yeah, whatever. Okay, that's cool. That's, we love you too. Again, however, but can we just call it what it is, though? You're an actor and you're just repeating what somebody handed to you to read. It has nothing to do with how you actually feel inside or your perception or your you. So I'm not really getting a feel for any kind of like raw material resources, which is what we're all looking for, right? I'm getting secondhand thrift shop repeated information that I don't want to hear or participate in or have any recognition of authority of, because it's just child's play coming to me telling me like, look at, I changed the names in this story, but, and this is what, and look, and this, it's like, wait, okay. That's so good. we're glad you can take the information and the stories we've left behind and change them to like, because that's what we all do. And good job. And now how about you? Dun, 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 dun. Drive in, drive out. Okay, let me finish reading. In the artwork of the Five of Pentacles, two characters are crouched, begging for food. They're positioned in front of the Garden of Eden, outcast from paradise and yet only separated by a slender barbed wire fence. It's well within their reach. The two realities exist side by side, but from the side of lack, they are blinded to the possibility. The figures are slowly disappearing into the graffiti-covered boards. Soon, they will recede from view, becoming just another part of the mean streets. So we don't want to just disappear into nothingness. This is where we have to take, this is where the spirit saying, me too. We have to take our power. We don't allow somebody else to take our, what I was just talking about. Like I have awareness that other people have been using my identity, etc. It's like, I'm trying to get things, but somebody literally stole my identity. Like, so it's like, anything I do, there's other stuff going on. So it's like, I'm not even falling for that because I'm already aware somebody's been using my identity and done things. So, and I don't have so right until that is presented, then right. Otherwise, until then, it's like, okay, well, we're going to play the waiting game, right? Okay. So we're waiting. We have patience. What we don't have though, or what you don't have any longer, is time on your side. Okay. And not you personally, viewer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'll say what I'll say. The Five of Pentacles asks us to look for our own disowned treasure, while also referring to the very real hypocrisy and unfairness that the world offers up. Misery and suffering sit alongside vast wealth and opulence. The millions upon millions of people who must survive and support their families on so little, while others have so much. Exactly. And I feel like even like, right, I have so much compared to them, right? Like, it's like, so that's why it's like, there's always someone worse off. And there's always someone better off. So, but I'm grateful for where I am, what I have, and what I've come through to be what I've become up until this now point in time. Right? I love life. Even the messy parts and the frustrating parts and the miserable parts. Right? Because then once we come out of those things, it's like, the feeling on the opposite side of that is also how much more amazing. And know that if you've experienced the amazing and now you have to experience, right, the darker side of it, it's okay, because that sounds really scary. But sometimes your darker side is just as worthy, and you have ability to, again, you're molding and alchemizing that. So it's just balancing little parts of yourself. Like, right, I mean, you ever dressed up for like Halloween? Don't you ever have like thoughts and feel like it's like, I'm just giving kind of weird like examples, but right, it's like those other parts of you, it's part of you. It's always been, right? So be fully all that you are, but allow that to slowly evolve and nurture it so that it blooms and blossoms into what you need it to be. This is no race. We don't need to rush. We don't need to hurry each other or force each other. Right? Everybody's at their own. So just coming from that place, being respectful. Again, I'm gonna respect you. Please respect me, because there's were a lot of we thought we knew, and it's like I might but no, and that might be it. But it's like, right, whoa, whoa. Or other people are like, right, they just want to dip their whole leg in or just cannonball right into it. It's like, right, whoa, just because we got presented with an idea, we got a whole flock of like, right, witches, warlocks, and like, right, like beings that are like ready to pounce, and like it's like, yo, whoa. So alchemy is like, we're like, yeah, you guys, you right, they're more, that's more their natural energy. So those energies are going to pop up first, like in your field. Whatever you're uncomfortable with is going to be like, yeah. So then it's like, okay, wait, whoa, whoa. You have ability to, right, smooth that out a little. Make your walls a little more widely spaced so that you're not so blocked in and feeling, right? It's like, okay, right, I don't really, it's like, not, I don't like you and I don't like that. It's like, wait, 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 that makes me uncomfortable. So just like spread out a little. Room is necessary, right? Privacy, please, or some like, right, respect, please. That's why I respect, please. And then just allow a little, like, and then it's like, right, and if it's still too much, right, because I can, right now there's an energy, so it's like there, that energy is here to also show, right, how we work with something that can be very intrusive feeling, or very, or like it's hovering, or just hang, right, like hanging around you, right? It's like right next, right, we got like a devil and an angel, right? It's like the, it's like they're right there. It's like, hey, 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 get off, parrot, right? Parrot on the shoulder, monkey on the hip. It's like, okay, Mary had a little lamb. Listen, space, please. Oh, all right. Let's see. So, vast wealth and opulence. Wait, the Five Pentacles also asks us to look for our own disowned treasure, while also referring to the very real hypocrisy and unfairness that the world offers up. Misery and suffering sit alongside vast wealth and opulence. The millions upon millions of people, I know I read this already, but who must survive and support their families on so little, while others have so much. Inequality, isolation, segregation, and ignorance play out around us every single day. And we must decide how we wish to be in the face of this. I'm going to just, I hate the word wish. And I use it sometimes too. And I'm like, damn, I hate when I do that. It's a sin and it puts us in an illusion. So it's like nice to have, but we don't want to get caught up in them. We're just, so, right, around us every single day. And we must decide how we are going to be in the face of this. Am I going to let this take control of me? Not how I wish to be. I'm going to be how I am. What am I doing in this moment that's making me uncomfortable? Now, I wish I was this way. I just wish I could be like they did. I just wish I didn't. Yeah, no. Sarah? It's like, wait, how am I being in this moment, dealing with this energy that's coming in? Am I allowing it to, and it could be very scary. And it's like, okay, well, wait, hold on. I got to do some things in order to balance out and alchemize, be a good handler of this. That's how you become, right, a master teacher, or ascended master, etc. Once, right, we keep going through these balls of fire, different things that we're getting thrown at us, right? And then how are we going about them, facing them, dealing with them, allowing them to come in and be what they are, and then let them go and be free, right? Let them come what they are to us, come what may, and then allow it to be free and have a nice day, right? Treat other things how you'd like to be treated, seen or unseen. We may not know about, right? So one of the people's greatest fears is to be cast out of their own homes, their families, their tribe, and live on the street impoverished. The fear can compel people to generate riches at any cost, while others remain caught in the trap of poverty. Isn't that so true? We're either dealing with, right, angels or demons. Where's the middle class? Everybody in the middle is like, or what have you, right? It's like, right, either great or, right, what goes up must come down, which is like heaven and earth, up, down. So now I got to find the middle, right? And there's fifth element. So, right, arm, leg, arm, head, Allah. And then, right, we're in the middle, fifth element. I have 2 legs and 2 arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Fear can compel people to generate riches at any cost while others are trapped in poverty, unable to escape. It can keep you trapped in a fruitless relationship or move you to create extraordinary things and help many others along the way, right? When we embrace our struggles, which we're all afraid to talk about, because then we're afraid people are going to judge us. But when we do that, how many other people do we help that need that information? Fuck the people that are fucking like, ooh, 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 right? Okay, ooh, ooh. Deuces, see you later. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So, right? Who needs help? Right? People that get ignored most of the time. We ignore those in need because why? People feel more comfortable pretending those things aren't going on, or I'm not quite sure, but right, it's like, yeah, no, we can't keep pretending and ignoring things. We the people, I don't care where you, me, we are think we're from, it's not okay on any level, period. Anyhow, not in my eyes, anyhow. Call me old school, but I do treat people how I'd like to be treated, you know? I mean, that's the first rule, and really the only rule that still absolutely applies. And to thine own self be true. If you're not doing those 2 things, who are you being? Who are you being true to? And if you're not treating others how you would like to be treated, then you don't really have a right to get upset when you're getting a little taste of the medicine that you've dosed out and dished out and dealt out to everybody else. We're not even doing anything. That's just like energetic karma. And we actually feel compassion for you, which we're being told not to. It's like we're being guided to let go, detach. Because in order for us to be healthy, we can't stay attached to something that's not healthy and unwilling. If it's unwilling, I can't force something to come with me that is gonna, or pretend it's something that it's, I can't, the greatest strength is the appearance of weakness. So those that are a lot of the time have this knowledge and etc. are acting as if they don't, and acting that they're hurt, and acting that they don't have, and acting like they can act it. Book of Acts. Whole world's a stage. Right. We all have different, right? We all have our own seasons. Everything has its season, a friend of mine always says. I love that, right? Like, everything has its season. 11333, as I said that. Okay, we're almost done with this reading. The card invites you to consider your own relationship with the issues of poverty. And does that mean, right, materialistically broke, spiritually broke, emotionally broke? How many different ways can we be going through poverty? Inequality and unfairness. It also suggests that you acknowledge and actively seek out the phenomenal abundance that's all around you, feeling it as part of your own being, right? Breathe in that good ass, like, what's the saying say? Breathe in that good ass prana, right? You got to breathe in the prana. Allow your chi to be fulfilled because you're taking that time and space to breathe and balance out the energy. So you're yin and you're yang, and you're flowing. You're right? You're in. You're ready. And you can always restart. We start to slip out of our body. We start to slip out of our, right? We start to go into those old patterns of thinking, 1221, old train of thought, allowing ourselves to, right? Allow our emotions to take over and overwhelm us. It's like, wait, oh, now we start to recognize it. We can always come back. As soon as you recognize, it's not tomorrow, not next time. Now I fucked up. My whole day is no. Now you realize, you recognize, acknowledge, and remember to breathe. Bring it back to center. You got to keep doing it until, and it sounds silly, but until you remember to do it, you keep doing it. You know how, like, monks or any, how do any, like, say, I don't like the word guru, but any yogi or whatever have you, right, etc., right, they do what? A lot of meditating, a lot of breathing, a lot of breath work, right? Looking up what a breatharian is it's like, that's what I think I've always been, and I just never knew it until I discovered what that was. And it's like, oh, that's what I do. It's like, I do that all the time. That's like, yeah, that's exactly how, it's like, once we start to do a little more research, we find those little pieces of ourselves, and it's like, that's part of me. That's who I am. Oh, right. It's like, there you are, right? Our shadow. There you are, Peter. We start to put it back on, right? Joseph's Technicolor coat. We allow all those colors to come back into vibration. So we're not just walking around with what we think we are and what we think we have and where we think we have to go, right? All right. So let's see. It also suggests that you acknowledge and actively seek out the phenomenal abundance all around you, feeling it as part of your own being. Traveling to various parts of the world. Oh, I'd love to do that. In tremendous poverty and experiencing a lack of bitterness and open generosity. While conversely, living in one of the wealthiest parts of London and seeing such a lack of generosity. So this person that's writing this, right? I guess they live in London. So it's like, great, yeah. Traveling around the world and experiencing and seeing how much bitterness is going on, right? How disheartening. It's enough to make anybody diseased and sad and sick. I wonder why we have this V thing going around. You can't take for that. You have to deal with the monster inside that people are allowing to make them feel miserable, yucky, vulnerable, like anger, bitter, all that, yuck, depression, guilt, jealousy, envy, anger, resentment. Got to get rid of, you got to replace those things. There's a virtue on the other side of all those things. It's like, okay, what's the opposite side of all those yucky feelings? And what makes me feel that way? Find a good memory. Think of a good thought. Think of something that makes you feel good. See how much better you feel like right now as you think of a good thought compared to, right? Like, it's like, okay, wait. So always have a few good things in your pocket. Like, okay, a few good memories that it's like, okay, something may be really shitty right now, but I can take a look back, right, in time and have these memories that make me smile and make me feel a little bit better. And then I can get on with my now moment that I felt so stuck in a few seconds or moments ago, right? It's really all it takes. And that sounds so silly and like, but it's literal. Okay. And seeing so much lack of generosity. Life lived behind closed gates, which is a lot like the, right, Ahmaud Arbery case too. As like, that's, so much love to the whole family. And right, is it 2 or 3 days? It'd be 2 years. And that got put under the rug. That got hidden. Look how that whole case got taken care of. I mean, and again, how did that system get built in the first place? So I don't have anything against any However, it is really important that we acknowledge, take a look at, and really, really seriously, absolutely not sugarcoat shit and pretend like, oh, it's just like, no. And if that's how you want to be, that's fine. But then back off and remove those outfits and things that you're all wearing because you do not belong in them. You're a danger to society, to yourselves, and to everyone else because you're walking around acting and thinking you know everything, which makes you very dangerous. Not us. You, whoever you are, walking around and pushing this stuff and forcing and then being so nervous when truth, it's like, yeah, no, this is, it's like really, 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 really seriously, this is like very important to be addressed, like on all levels, dimensions, planes, etc. of space and time. It's like, yo, and it's not that, again, you guys aren't bad, it's just immature, unaware, and very predictable because you're dangerous, you're imbalanced, and unaware, unconscious. And most of you are walking around with weapons that are deadly, literally. So, but you have guys have the nerve to try to censor our mouths. Last I knew, we had freedom of speech. It's in our amendments, it's in our rights, it's in our Constitution, it's in our God given divine rights. I mean, we were born with a mouth to use, yeah? Just because someone else doesn't like what's coming out of your mouth, change the channel. You don't have to listen. You don't have a right to censor me. You don't have a right to censor. You guys all, really? Okay, porn's allowed everywhere, but like, yeah, censor somebody that disagrees with the pushed narrative that's being pursued in order to cover up a lie and hide bodies in boxes and etc. Right? Like, yeah, would you want bows on it too? We can wrap it up nice for you as well. I mean, spirits tell me watch it. Okay. I can get a little mouthy. I apologize. You know, it happens. I also have respect out when spirit asks me to. I do. Breathing technique. Captivating. Big-eyed fish. I love this song too. All right. To live with an open heart and generous spirit, no matter what, is a powerful practice, one which carries the possibility to transform the world that we experience. Be part of that, which you are, especially if you're here. So fucking A. Yeah, you know. Let's see. Examine your own relationship with poverty. Look for disowned treasures within you. Ark of the Covenant. That's within you. You are the ark. You are the star of your own show. Fear of not being enough for anyone. Right? That's the first thing we talked about. Reversed would be strength and resourcefulness gained through adversity and hardship. And that's where we want to be. We want to take this shit and turn it into beauty, harmony. We don't want to let, right, the bastards get us down. The lost thoughts that are just hammering around, those are just thoughts that need to be taken care of. Thought forms, thoughts. Right? Hose, clouds floating around. It's like little but like comic clouds. It's like, wait, we need to take those and right. Okay, what are we gonna do with that? Let's either allow it to just alchemize into free energy and just be free. We don't have to take it and make it anything. See, right? Sometimes it just needs to be like, it's like, ooh, it just needed to be scratched. It was an itch. It was just a little knot and it needed help getting that knot untied, right? It's like, was that the story with Daniel, right? And the lion. And how did he got put in the den with lions? How did he make it out of the den of lions? Not by like, ah, right? No. Or what's it with the mouse and the lion? And the mouse helps the lion get the splinter out, get the little right. He's like, oh, but the lion wasn't screaming because he's so mean. Every time he stepped on his foot, the fucking splinter went in his paw. Everybody was afraid of the lion until the little teeny tiny mouse came and he was like, oh, he saw. And he's like, he got the splinter and pulled it right out. Right? Who's bigger, mice or men? Wings of life. All right. Well, 12:30. I'm so grateful. I so appreciate you coming and hanging out. I hope that this did something for you. And I'm working on more. I'm working on being more organized. Again, everything's a process. And the last few years, right, like Twin Flames, I've just been like, it's like in a channeling and right, like the vortex, right, black hole, bringing in energy and just so. But we are coming out of that. I feel it. I feel the energy lightening up, dissipating. So it takes all of us to continuously, right, clear the congestion. It's like traffic jam. Jelly, like in the remember in Alice in Wonderland, they're like tea time, change places, and you're like slamming jelly and jam in the clocks and the watches and the right? It's like a jelly jam, traffic jam, right? We're all stuck up in the jelly. It's all slow. So until we go through that lower vibrational shit, right? Separating the wheat from the tare, going through the swampy waters, right? Where the lotus grows up, right? Coming up from the murky waters, rising to the top and blossoming, right? So it'll take some time, but it's like, right, you can't force yourself through traffic. If you're in traffic, we're in traffic. It's like, right, we just have to learn, right, be patient and at the same time try to, right, be fluid as we're moving, keep moving so we're creating motion, right? And that's it. So on that note, peace, love, light, and dark. Balance it all out. And don't let too many things give you too much fright. Anything that scares you or gives you reason to feel uncomfortable or brings up any negative emotions or thought forms and etc., do a little research so that you have more personal knowledge, so that you're not letting that negative thought form, Cain, override you. Because that's the birth of the emotional and the mental faculty that got spit out, that's then running rampant. And we don't want to allow Cain to kill Abel no more. You're able to take control of that situation by acknowledging the emotion, the thought, and the thought form that's antagonizing you, making you feel in a negative way. It's like, okay, wait a minute, wait. And then what is that? What word is triggering me the most? And now, or what phrase, or what thing, what person, place, or thing? What is it? Right? The clown. Or you remember that song? I heard that yesterday. Remember Faith No More? I'm showing my age. It was like 80s, maybe 90s band. Epic. Faith No More. I was listening to that song yesterday. What is it? It's it. What is it? You want it all, but you can't have it. Yeah. It's in your face, but you can't grab it. Ooh. The devil is having tea with the rabbit, or the rabbit and the man. 12 noon. It's 12:30 here. Speaking of the tea table, so I brought the Alice in Wonderland cards out. So we got 4 wands. She's having tea also, but she seems to be just right. It's like, take it easy, right? Take it easy. Don't let the negative energy, like we were just talking about. It's like, the devil is dining and making deals with other men. Or the devil's actually just sitting there at this point because time's up. So it's like you're really trying to come with another deal. That kind of, it's like this man's like, wait, is there anything left I can gamble? Can I buy or sell another soul? And for the record, you can't buy or sell another soul. The devil knows that. But he's gonna let man has free will. They came to make a deal. It's like, okay. So the devil's gonna give you what you want for a limited amount of time, the illusion. But then you gotta start again. You gotta start from wherever it is you left off, right? Like Cinderella. Once the clock strikes midnight, all the magic will cease. It's like, uh-oh. You mean all I got is this cookie sheet and this fake plastic token from whatever game? I just got this chip. All I have is this cookie sheet and this chip. This plastic chip. Oh, Lord. Oh, brother. Anyhow, and the star fell out on the floor. So again, Age of Aquarius. You are the star. All right? Don't let... This is just scared energy that's made a lot of deals and now it's in fear. Again, it's the same as this. And if you're in this energy, again, it's okay. But now you have to connect with your star, like your star system DNA. Listen to your inner voice that's speaking to you. Like, yeah, look. The big bird in the chest, like, right, having it, changing all that, working, changing everything because somebody told us to, moving everything around, feeling like, right, even though we know things aren't right, like, that's how we have to get paid, that's how we have to survive, that's what we have to do, that's what they said, they're making mandate. Look up what the mandrake plant is and the history behind that. Mandrake, Mandrake, right? Man and Drake, Dracul, element, the Drake element. And it's also an ancient plant. We were plants before we were people. Right. So those falsifying, switching things around, there's always, and that's a crow, not a raven. The crow is like always watching, right? And is always going to only, I've said this in many videos, the crow only reveals sacred secret knowledge to those that are ready for it. The ravens are known to just talk a lot of yap, yap, and gossip and try to redirect you and manipulate and etc. So be wary of and they can look very similar. And we got the world. We are the world. So I know there's a lot of anxiety too, because this again, energy has been going on. They're still trying to balance out the crown. They still got the magic staff. They're pretending that that they're not the snake. The snake is outside of them. It's the devil. That's why we have religion, power, state, etc. All these other things. If Job in the Bible had to go through all those things, is it because he was so humble to the Lord, or is it because he decided to go his own way, and then he met the devil because he made deals with the devil, but then he blames the devil. But how'd the devil get made? Man made the devil. Where'd the devil come from? Greed, envy. jealousy, lust, right? Cain, wanting what somebody else has, right? So sometimes casting blame on another does only for so long. Other people are going to believe it until, right, the man with the gun, the man with the straw, the man with the thing in his, the man that, right, the vibration it's coming from that's affecting, right, many. There's many of them, not just one. Again, and we all can be that, right? Suck on others' energy. I mean, that is also what life is. It's all always like breathe in, breathe out, right? Like you breathe out, I breathe in, and vice versa. So, but that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to, right? Like this is like, look, they're like sitting in the garden acting like, ooh, but they got like a Moor hat on and IV. That's blood in those cups, right? Turn the water into wine or blood. So now we want to clear the bloodlines and the waters. Everything. So within, so without, as above, so below. And all spaces and time, dimensions, planes, etc. In between, whatever, etc., whatever. All infinity to infinity and beyond. So it is, so it is, so it is. We're clearing this shit up. That's it. We don't wish no harm. We only want, we only not want. I don't like that word. We're only here to help bring clarity and more fluidity, right? We don't expect everybody to change, be perfect. That would be robotic, right? No, everybody has their own time, space, and right, the experiences that they have to go through and that they desire to go through. So it's not like, oh no, but if your experience, if I don't like and I'm saying no, then we have to go our separate ways, and that's cool. You have free will, you can go that way, but I don't want to come with you that way. And that's okay for me to say no. And it's okay for you to want to go that way. Right? Go have your experience so you can to thine own self be true. You need to be true to you. I have to be true to me. So if we can leave it at that and just leave unconditional love in between, then we have beautiful, perfect harmony. There we are. We're there. Right? Ebony, ivory, working in perfect harmony, right? And there's 88 keys on the keyboard, on the piano, black and white, and there's 88 constellations. Keys. And I got the world at the bottom again. So, all right, on that note, 9 of Pentacles. And look, now that, like that bird that was on the tree and the other one it came to tell, it's like, you know what they were doing? And see, she has a abundant garden on top of the red and the blue. That ain't phasing her. Right? The bird was hanging out on the tree where the dude was, right? I shuffled. Now he's not there anymore. Oh, there he is. Oh. So like I just said, crows in the tree watching. He's like, right? So again, this is saying pay attention to the messages that you're receiving because spirit has your back. Okay. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to your inner child, your inner compass right here. That'll never steer you wrong. God's never confusing. The divine's never confusing. If you're confused, Spirit's trying to talk to you. Your ancestors, your inner cellular memory data is trying to awaken. So give yourself the time, patience, space that needs. Love, gentle guidance. I don't care what anybody's saying outside. And if we all have to go on some kind of whatever again, then we do. Look, either you want to participate in spinning the gambling wheel. And again, we only pay taxes if we're in war. Or spell the word war backwards. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. And then we have real raw energy. And we are the world. Okay? I'm funny enough. I'm going to do another video in a few on mythology. And when I opened my book, just to give you a little preview, I opened to Ra, the secret name of Ra, and the night bark of Ra. So I'm going to do a little Ra and Tutankhamun, which also, right, where's Tutankhamun's heart? If somebody wasn't messing around with a crystal skull and didn't go tomb robbing and digging and take things from, right, things that should be resting in peace after they were already, right, murdered to begin with, I don't know, maybe we wouldn't be in the situation we're in right now. Just a thought. I mean, I don't know. It's like when you're stampeding all over sacred grounds, burial grounds, graveyards, tombs, etc. When you're other people's love, lives, children, what are you doing? What are you expecting now? What? It's like, again, we're not like, I'm gonna get you, sucker. No. It's like, just let there be light, show who they are, right? Liar, liar, pants on fire. And like, one of the worst things is, again, being like, right, put out in the public's eye, like, yo, look what this motherfucker did. You see? There, see what there's their picture, this is their name, this is what they've been doing. And we asked them to stop, but they decided that they didn't give a fuck. So now, bam, we're just gonna, right, show who they, like, show your cards. Because the casino's closed. Everything has to go back to the house. Everything goes back in the box after you're done playing a game. House always, right, the house always wins. You have to put it back. And you can't, right, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Like what they say at the, right, always say when we're closing the bar at night. You don't got to stay home, but you can't stay here. Closing time. And we need to close up, and we need to, right, count our books and go through all the accounting and discrepancies and, right, see where we're at. So, right, go do what you have to do, because we're all going through the audit. Spiritual audit. That's what's been going on. And those that, like, if you're still watching now, you already know this. I already feel you giggling. And I'm coming from, right, I'm making this before I even. Yep. The auditors doing the accounting, right? So those that were coming up on those last waves, they didn't think this day was coming. But it's like, no, we told you a long time ago. And so we appreciate, again, your care, your contribution, your concern, your participation, and we're closing down. So nobody has a job here anymore. Certain gates are being closed. It's like, that's it. And we're sorry if you don't like that, but it's time. It's time to, right? It's time to grow up, but it's time to be a child. See, and that's like a, right, hypocrisy. But it's like, right, again, caring for our inner child means we have to put away the we think we're grown up stuff. And remember, we're all children, right? Children of God, children of the divine. I mean, how else do you explain you're here? I mean, if you're atheist or whatever have you, that's cool too. But again, you have to believe in something. What makes you breathe? I mean, it could be, right, like we're all aware too. A lot of, like, right. Let me say something too. A lot of because this is like a lot, right? Once coming into awareness, the electromagnetic universe, that's like a big battery. It's like Frankenstein. So a lot of them have used the lower chakral energies, right, in order to pretty much survive. That's really how they've had to stay. That is how they've had to stay jump starting. So we may not like it. I don't. I hate it. Honestly, I can't stand it. It makes me sick, and I hate it. And I don't even like to use that word. And then when it's been used on top of that to then encourage and fuck the mind up of the consciousness of people, you know, but I get, as far as like for an electrical current or a charge or what have you to be produced, that's what needed to be done in order to drive those beings, bring them to where we are right now. But now 14414, leave them alone and let them heal, because they deserve love. And that's not love. That's just a charge. That's an electrical charge. That's a current to excite somebody and get them, right? Like a dog, like, right? Come here, 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 well, here, 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 what? Here, 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 go get it, here, here, go get it, right? And that's not to say anything about any being person, but now, okay, stop, because they're not pets, they're not dogs, and again, anybody that's treating other people in that manner, I don't know, raw. Raw. Divine's here. So divine law is coming in to take place, and that's it. So whatever that means, as karma tsunami, the big, it's like whatever gets left, whatever's there is there, and like we're grateful, and that's how we keep moving on from that point forward, right? And that's it. It's like I don't have control over it. I can only see what's left behind, what's going to be remaining after the waves finished coming through, and keep doing my work internally so that I'm constantly going through my things. I'm not, right? I don't just talk shit. I walk my talk. I do my inner work and my inner, because it's constant. I have to constantly keep, right? You constantly have to keep going to the bathroom, right? Constantly have to keep shot. You can't, right? Like you have to do these things more than once, not just once and done, right? So anyhow, all right, now I'm really going 145. An hour and 45 minutes in. Again, I love you guys so much. Soul Tribe, I'm so grateful to be part of, for us all to be part of this together. And please like, subscribe, and ding the little belly bell. And I'm working on the website. We're playing around. We're like coding ourselves and stuff, you know, so it's quite a lot. Coding, programming, developing, all of it. So you know, yeah, work in progress, you know, but nothing but fun. And yeah, more to come. So yeah, please come back again, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. That was like a gun. Sorry. Peace out. Peace out. Deuces. One love. Later, guys. I gotta eat something. Food. Healthy food. Is that a banana in your tailpipe?